Little end credit scene. Welcome to Timpanogos. And as if we simply have not learned from the other day, we are back hiking in the dark. Timpanogos today, feeling a bit sore, a bit tired. It's raining right now as well, which is also less than ideal. Roughly 15 miles and a little under 5,000 feet of elevation gain to the top. We got the early start so we could take our time. Hopefully the elevation doesn't hit us too hard. Hoping for a summit today. We'll make some miles here in the dark and I'll catch you guys on trail. Went a little off trail there, accidentally. Got to that point with those rocks and I was like, you know, this seems a little steep and slick to be going up this early in the hike. Pulled out the trusty map and yeah, I was off trail. The thing about hiking in the dark is sometimes it's hard to see other paths. You just kind of keep going the straight ahead. That's why it's important to always have a map with you too. You don't ever want to end up climbing up something because you think it's the trail that you can't climb down. Quick aside, as we move over some slippery roots on this trail, there's no reason for the elk call to be that scary. If I was out here hiking and I wasn't familiar with what elk sounded like, I would never come back. I would leave the woods forever. Pace is absolute dog doo-doo, I'm gonna be honest, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I think I wanna enjoy myself on these hikes. I feel like if I just race up to the top, defeats the point of being outside and enjoying the hike. We are probably only a little over 2 miles in. This is by far my least favorite type of terrain. It's these like loose rocks. Just the effort to get across these and you're slipping and sliding, not fun. And I'm so dedicated to the game that I'm coming up it twice. We'll regret this later, definitely. Views on this trail have just been absolutely phenomenal. We were down, way down there on that little white ridge not too long ago. So making our way up, got a long way to go yet though. All right, we're snacked, we are electrolyted and ready to push on. That little sunny patch up there is where we're headed. You can see some other people making their way down and making their way up. This next section is gonna be under shade, so it's nice and cool, which is appreciated. The one thing about mountain weather that sucks is that I feel like you're always either too hot or too cold. It's hard to find that like perfect medium. Top of Timp, almost there. I don't know. Doesn't look that close to me. If you look way off, up here is the saddle, which is where we're going. We are on the line to the saddle right now, so making it 8 miles in and 3,300 feet of elevation. And we made it to the saddle. Tired at this point, still looks so far. The views from the saddle alone, I mean, wow. It's gorgeous up here. I am happy to report that as I make my way across the saddle here, it looks far sketchier from when you're out there than it is actually on it. It's definitely a big fall. Would not want to slip here, but there's a pretty wide trail, so I don't feel like I'm having to hug the edge. I will say it is starting to get cold. Threw the jacket back on, got the gloves out, so it's time to make that final push, and hopefully I'll see you guys at the top. I mean, it is right there. This last mile has been humbling, to say the least. Whew. And just like that, we're back at the saddle. Wow, that was a fantastic hike. Didn't really take too much video up at the top. Honestly, it's kind of ugly up there. There's like a little wind shelter, but there's garbage all over the place. That's been really the big disappointing factor of this hike, is just the amount of garbage. Really, really doable. A lot of mind over matter. Looking at the summit from the saddle and beyond, it just seems so far away. And then as that altitude starts to get you, it's like, is this even worth it? But beautiful hike. Not looking forward to the way down. Finally, there they are.
Finally! I've been trying to catch you boys all day!
These mountain goats have eluded me on every single hike I've ever done where I was promised to see mountain goats. I have never seen these guys in the wild. Oh, got a summit and mountain goats. And I'm getting Little Caesars later. This might be the best day of the year. Also, we have kind of our last good looks here at Timp. So that is the summit right there. We went across the saddle, around the back end here, and then up over the top to the summit. I think looking at that, one of the more interesting things about mountains to me is the fact that, like, from this distance looks like almost impossible. Like, how was I able to get up there? But then, like, if you're down by the road, looking at it from that distance, it's like, oh, I could easily walk up that mountain. I just find it really interesting that just, like, depending on the vantage point of where you're at, it really affects your mind's ability to think like, oh yeah, I could summit that, or oh, there's no way in hell I can get up there. Well, it took a lot of grit and even more integrity, but by the grace of God, being that we're in Utah, we made it back to the car. All in all, just a gorgeous day in the mountains. That might be the best hike I've ever done. And I would say it was the perfect amount of difficult where it felt like you were accomplishing something, but not in a way where it felt like you were putting your life at risk, which sometimes that's fun. Looking at the stats, we were out there for I think 11 hours and 59 minutes, which is insane. Moving time was around 8 hours and 14 minutes, I think. So accounting for the YouTube video, I would say that reasonable timeline would be something around like 7.5 hours to complete this one round trip, plus whatever kind of snack breaks or drink breaks you need to take along the way. All in all, I felt really prepared for this one. I think this is a big mind over matter hike, since it is a summit, since it's kind of the big summit in this area. It looks a lot more daunting at many points, but honestly a very reasonable hike to do. There were people of all ages up there enjoying themselves, so I think if you're in the area, definitely Mount Timpanogos, one to check out. As always, if you guys made it through the whole video, I appreciate you sticking around. We're heading down to Zion tomorrow, so excited to see what else Utah has in store for us for the rest of this week. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.